Hi guys, welcome to the premiere of my YouTube channel. This is very exciting for me. This is something I've been planning for a long time now, so I really hope you enjoy it. So the look I'm going to be doing for you today is obviously this look here. It's a casual dinner with friends, bit of glamour kind of look. So if you really want to see how I got this look, please keep on watching. So first I'm going to be going in with the Benefit Professional Pore Minimiser just through the centre of the face where the skin tone is a little bit more uneven, just to help smooth out a little bit of that texture. Next I'm going to be going in with my Giorgio Armani Fluid Master Primer just around the outer edges of the face where we haven't already placed a primer, just to help prep the skin for the makeup application. Next, I'm going to be using the Too Faced Born This Way foundation and my Estee Lauder Double Wear Maximum Cover. I'll be mixing these two together to give the Born This Way a little bit of extra coverage and applying this all over the skin using a damp beauty blender. I'm popping this on the skin, pouncing it on until I get a nice even coverage. Next I'll be using my Smashbox 24-hour eye primer and just placing this all over the eyelid, using my ring finger for application. I'm going to go on and use my Giorgio Armani Master Corrector in number 2 and my Zoeva 142 brush to apply this pigment to the inner corner of the eye area, using the brush to buff it in. And then I'm going to pick up my Nars Creamy Concealer in Custard and I'm going to apply that to the high points of the face, so the chin area, just below the mouth, cupid's bow, forehead, down the nose and a little bit on the outer corner of the nose area. I'm then picking up my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer in Light and applying it from the inner corner of the eye all the way to the outer corner of the eye. I'm going to pick up a damp beauty blender to work this concealer into the skin. I find this is the best method just to make sure that everything's nice and smooth and nice and even. The trick is to keep blending, don't kind of work it in and then stop. Keep blending until the concealer has pretty much set, and then you'll find it shouldn't move again, hopefully. I'm going to take my MAC Fix Plus and I'm going to spray it on my beauty blender for the under eye area. MAC Fix Plus has glycerol in it, which makes everything stick, so this is really good for controlling that under eye area. Now I know I've already primed my eyelids, but I have super oily lids, so I'm going to grab my MAC Soft Ochre PaintPot as a second layer, and I'm going to apply that again with the Zoeva 142 brush just over both eyelids. I'm then going to pick up my MAC Minerilise Skin Finish in Medium and I'm just using a Napoleon 16B contour brush just to set that concealer. Like I said, very oily, need to make sure nothing's going to move. To set my concealer under my eyes, I'm going to take my Mercier Translucent Setting Powder on a beauty blender, which is my preferred method, and I'm going to use that to make sure that no creasing will happen to that under eye concealer. I'm a little bit liney, so I gotta take those extra precautions. I'm also going to use it to set the other concealer areas. As you can see, the chin, cupid's bow, nose, forehead, sides of the cheeks. Those areas that are very prone to getting oily. Next, I'm going to grab my Zoeva 131 Luxe Definer brush and my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Medium to set the rest of my face. Again, applying quite liberally to prevent any of the oils. Onto brows. I'm going to start by combing my brow hairs up and outwards just to give me a basic shape for my brows. I'm then going to grab an angle brush and my Benefit Browzings in medium. Using the gel side of the product first, I'm going to create the basic outline for my brow area. I'm then going to continue to use the gel and to fill in the brow area to create a little bit of definition and a little bit of density. I'm then going to go back in with the powder side of the product to create a little bit more depth and a little bit more density to the brow area. Once I'm done and I'm happy, I'm going to grab my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Gel, which is basically hairspray for brow hairs. Onto eyes, I'm going to use my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and I'm going to use the Warm Peach and the Neutral Brown. I'm going to use my Zoeva 228 crease brush to apply that light peach shade to the upper crease area. I'm going to use this as a nice warm transition shade for the rest of the eye, so it doesn't need to be too neat, just nice and soft and blended. I'm using window washer motions and circular motions to make sure there's no harsh lines. Next, I'm going to grab my Zoeva 234 Luxury Smoky Shader brush and my Urban Decay Naked palette with the colour Hustle. I'm going to wet the brush with the MAC Fix Plus and I'm going to apply that Hustle colour onto the mobile lid as densely as possible. What this is going to do is it's going to create a base for that beautiful olive green colour. It's going to make sure that olive green colour is nice and opaque and nice and colourful. Now I'm working that in using patting motions to make sure there's no fallout of the colour and to make sure that it's nice and blended up into that transition colour. Next I'm going to grab my Giorgio Armani Eye Tint in the colour number 5 and using the same brush I'm going to apply that on top of that Hustle colour, and you can see it's making the olive green a lot more dense and a lot more opaque. Next I'm going to grab my Zoeva 231 Luxe Petite Crease Brush and I'm going to use that in that socket area to make sure the green and the peach are pretty blended. I'm then going to use it to apply that darker brown shade from the Kat Von D palette to depthen the crease a little bit further. I'm using circular motions and window washer motions to make sure that these colours are all nice and blended. I'm then going to go back in with the 228 crease brush with a little bit more peach over the top just to make sure everything's nice and blended. I hate unblended eyeshadows, so I'm a little bit of a maniac when it comes to it. I'm then going to take a brush, again it's from my personal makeup brush set from school, so I don't have a name for it, but I will find a similar replica for you. I'm using that brush just to apply that darker shade on the outer corner and then going back in with the Luxe Petite Crease brush to blend that all out, and that's just going to help to lift that upper corner area up and out. Again, going in with the crease brush to make sure everything's nice and blended, because like I said, I'm a maniac. Next, Kat Von D Tattoo Liner Pen. I'm going to use this to create a nice thin line along that top lash line. I don't want it to be too thick. I don't want this to turn into a wing. It's more just to mask the false lash line when we apply the false lashes. On the outer corner, I'm just going to create a little wedge shape to finish it off so it doesn't end abruptly. Now onto the lower lash line. I want this to mimic the top lash line, so I'm going to grab the 230 Luxe pencil brush and I'm going to use that peach shade first of all to create a nice warm smoke along that lower lash line. I'm then going to take a smaller pencil brush and that darker brown shade to depthen that lash line a little bit further. Again, no named brush, but bear with me, I will find you a replica. I'm going to go back in with that bigger brush and again with the peach shade, smoking it out. Now back in with the smaller brush and I'm going to use a little bit of that Giorgio Armani Eye Tint right in on the lash line and kind of on the center third, to mimic the top eyelid so everything looks nice and fluid. Taking the Napoleon Perdis brown sugar eyeliner, I'm just going to line the lower waterline, taking it from the inner corner to the outer corner, and I'm just going to do the top waterline but just the outer third to make that outer corner nice and smoky. Giorgio Armani Black Ecstasy Mascara to give the lashes a little bit of drama. Lots on the top lashes, lots on the bottom lashes. Onto lashes. So I'm going to grab my Glam by Manicare 24 Miranda lashes and my Ardell Lash Grip eyelash adhesive and apply these eyelashes using tweezers. I like to make sure the glue is nice and taggy. Apply it to the center, then apply the outer corner, make sure they're perfect, and then finish off with the inner corner. Now a re-application of the Giorgio Armani Ecstasy Mascara just to blend my lashes with the false lashes so it's a little detection. Onto face. I'm going to start by contouring. I'm going to use my Anastasia Beverly Hills contour palette and the two cooler shades. I'm also going to grab my Zoeva Paintbrush 109 and I'm going to use that to create the hollow. So I like to stipple it on in quite a sharp line. Then I like to go back over with the brush to blend that contour out just to create a beautiful shadow right underneath that cheekbone. Onto the other side and repeat. To further define, I'm going to grab my Zoeva 126 Cheek Finish Brush and my Too Faced Milk Soleil Bronzer, and I'm going to apply this to the outer edges of the face. So round the hairline, down onto the temple, and down into that contour area just to make sure the contour is nice and blended. I'm also going to apply this around the nose area to give it a little bit of a bronze. For cheeks, I'll grab my Giorgio Armani Cheek Fabric in 306 and my Zoeva highlight brush in 105 and apply this to the apples of the cheeks. I always like to smile when applying my brush so I can make sure that I get it right on those apples. I'll go back in with that 126 Cheek Finish brush to blend over everything just to make sure all the colours are nice and even. Final step for the face, Merry Luminizer Highlighter by The Balm and the Zoeva 237 Detail Shader brush. I'm going to use this to apply it in a very small area, so the inner corners of the eyes quite densely, just to really open up the eye area. I'm also going to apply it to the tip of the nose and about a third of the way up my nose to give a beautiful highlight. Onto the Cupid's bow to make the top lip look a little bit bigger. And then I'll take my Zoeva fan brush and I'm going to use this to apply the highlight to the tops of the cheekbones. So just using the fan brush in a sweeping motion, applying plenty of product to give my cheekbones plenty of light. Finally, I'm just going to apply it above the eyebrows. So just on the sides of the forehead, again to bounce light off that high part of the face. Lastly, lips. I'm going to grab my Giorgio Armani lip pencil in number 2 and I'm going to use this lip pencil to not only frame the lips but also fill in the lip area. This teamed with the lipstick I'm about to use is one of my favorite lip combinations at the moment. It creates a beautiful, warm, deep nude, which is just the best. And the lipstick I'll be using is the Giorgio Armani Rouge D'Armani lipstick in 102. These lipsticks are so long lasting, but they do not dry out your lips. They stay nice and creamy and nice and hydrating, but my gosh, they do not budge. Teamed with that lip liner, you will not be having to touch up your lips at all. Lastly, because I forgot earlier, I'm just going to use that Mercier Luminizer highlight underneath the brow bone to create some light on that eye area to lift the brow bones and give them a little bit more dimension. So this is the finished look. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please comment below, like, subscribe, all the good things. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye! Really hope you guys, what is that? That made no fucking sense. No fucking sense. Poppy, can you calm your shit? Because I think, Poppy, you stink. Just the biggest pain. And an aeroplane is going by. Oh, aeroplanes! Bah! Shut up!